The people who live longest and stay sharpest into their 90s are not doing anything you could not also do. And a surprising amount of it comes down to a handful of ordinary foods, most of them probably in your supermarket this week. If you have noticed your memory is not as quick as it was, your energy fades by the afternoon, or your skin and joints quietly remind you of the years, this is for you. The foods on this list are the ones research keeps tying to bodies and minds that age more slowly. And this is not a fad or a guess. These are the everyday foods that turn up again and again in the places where people most reliably reach 100 still sharp and active, from the Mediterranean coast to the islands of Japan. The pattern is real, it is well studied, and it is far cheaper than any supplement. So here is what you are getting: 20 everyday superfoods, and for each, what it actually does inside your body, the easiest way to eat it, and how to grow or buy it cheaply, because nearly all of these cost a couple of dollars and many are already in your kitchen. This is general information, not medical advice, so anything serious you take to your doctor. So, stay for number 15. The ruby red fruit whose compounds your gut turns into something researchers are studying for renewing the tiny power plants inside your cells. Stay for number 18. The humble food that is the richest natural source of a compound some scientists have nicknamed the longevity vitamin. And number 19 is the single food the world's longest-lived people pour over almost everything they eat. If old wisdom meeting honest science is your kind of thing, subscribe to Healing Garden, one careful, well-researched video a week. And if even 3 of these earn a place on your plate, tap like, so more people find the foods that help us age well. Number 1. Blueberries. The brain berry. These small blue jewels are one of the most studied fruits in all of nutrition, and that deep indigo color is the clue to why. Blueberries are loaded with anthocyanins, the pigment antioxidants that give them their color, and they have quietly become the fruit most associated with a slower aging brain. If you have felt your recall slipping, names slower to arrive, words on the tip of your tongue, blueberries are about the most pleasant thing you can do about it. They are gentle, sweet, and need no preparation at all, which makes them one of the easiest healthy habits in the world to actually keep morning after morning, year after year. Those anthocyanins are studied for crossing into the brain and helping protect the cells involved in memory and learning, and human research on older adults links regular blueberry eating with better recall and slower mental decline. They also deliver fiber and vitamin C and gentle support for the heart and for steadier blood sugar, so a single handful quietly works on several fronts of aging at once. Researchers often rank blueberries among the most antioxidant-rich fruits you can buy, and because the benefit comes from the whole fruit rather than any single nutrient, you simply cannot bottle the same effect in a pill. Eat a generous handful most days, fresh in season or frozen all year, which is just as nutritious and far cheaper, scattered over yogurt, oats, or eaten straight from the bowl. They grow well in acidic soil, even in a large pot on a sunny patio, and a single bush fruits for years. Next is the green leaf that works like a multivitamin. Number 2, spinach, the green multivitamin. Dark leafy greens are the closest thing nature has to a multivitamin, and spinach is the gentle, versatile one almost everyone will happily eat. A few handfuls deliver folate, vitamin K, iron, and a wealth of plant antioxidants for barely any calories, which is exactly the kind of nutrient density an aging body thrives on. If your eyes tire quickly, or you simply want to protect the sharp central vision you rely on for reading and driving, spinach is quietly working in your favor every time you eat it. It is one of the richest sources of 2 pigments that gather inside the eye itself, building a kind of natural filter against the slow wear of light and age. Those pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin, collect in the retina, and research links a diet rich in them with better protected eyesight and even sharper thinking in later life. Spinach also delivers folate, tied to brain and heart health, and natural nitrates that support healthy blood flow, so a simple bowl of greens quietly reaches the eyes, the brain, and the blood vessels all together. Lightly cooked spinach concentrates more of those minerals into each forkful, while raw leaves keep more of the folate and vitamin C. So eating it both ways across the week gives you the best of each. Eat it raw in salads and smoothies, where it almost disappears into the flavor, or wilt a big handful into eggs, soups, and pasta, since it shrinks right down to nothing. A bag is cheap, and it grows quickly from seed in cool weather, even in a humble window box. Next is the sun-ripened fruit that shields your skin from within. Number 3. Tomatoes, the sun-ripened shield. Tomatoes are a staple of the Mediterranean table, and that rich red color comes from lycopene, one of the most powerful antioxidants in the entire plant world. They are humble and cheap, and quietly one of the best everyday things you can eat for your skin and your heart as the years quietly accumulate. If you worry about your skin thinning, dulling, or showing the sun's long memory, tomatoes work from the inside in a way no cream applied from the outside ever can. The lycopene they carry has been studied for helping protect skin against sun damage and for supporting a healthy heart, two of the very fronts where the passing years tend to show themselves first. Here's the clever part. Lycopene becomes far easier for your body to absorb when tomatoes are cooked and eaten with a little fat, which is why tomato sauce and sun-dried tomatoes are nutritional gold rather than a poor substitute. Research links lycopene-rich diets with healthier hearts and better protected skin, and tomatoes also bring vitamin C, potassium, and gentle support for blood pressure. Concentrated forms like tomato paste and passata carry some of the highest lycopene levels of all, which means even a cheap tin can do more for you than a pale, fresh tomato eaten out of season. Cook them into sauces and soups with a drizzle of olive oil to unlock the lycopene, or enjoy them raw in summer for the vitamin C. Tinned tomatoes are cheap, available all year, and just as rich in lycopene, and they grow easily in a single pot of sun on a balcony. Next is a green tree that defends you at the level of your cells. Number 4. Broccoli, the cellular defender. Broccoli belongs to the cruciferous family, alongside kale, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts, and these vegetables are quietly some of the most protective foods you can put on a plate. Broccoli's particular claim to fame is a compound called sulforaphane, which it releases the moment you chop, crush, or chew it. If you want to give your body's own repair systems a hand as you age, rather than just mopping up damage after it happens, broccoli is one of the very best foods there is. It does something unusual and powerful, switching on your cells' built-in defenses from the inside instead of simply supplying antioxidants from the outside, which is a deeper and longer-lasting kind of help. Sulforaphane is studied for activating the body's own protective and defensive enzymes, the systems that clear out everyday cellular damage, and research links a diet rich in cruciferous vegetables with healthier hearts and a lower burden of the slow inflammation that drives so much of aging. Broccoli also brings fiber, vitamin C, vitamin K, and folate, making it a genuinely well-rounded package. A simple tip that boosts its value is to add a sprinkle of raw broccoli sprouts or a little mustard powder, both of which help your body form even more of that protective sulforaphane. Steam it lightly rather than boiling it to death, since gentle cooking keeps far more of the goodness. Or eat it raw, and chopping it a few minutes before cooking lets more sulforaphane form. Frozen florets are cheap, convenient, and just as nutritious, and broccoli grows well in cooler weather. Next is the creamy green fruit that helps your body use everything else here. Number 5. Avocado, the healthy fat. Avocados are unusual among fruits, rich and buttery rather than sweet, because they are packed with monounsaturated fat, the very same heart-friendly fat that makes olive oil so prized. That smooth, creamy flesh is a concentrated source of nourishment that treats aging skin and aging arteries with real kindness. If dryness, stiffness, or a heart you want to protect are on your mind, avocado quietly helps with all three at once. Its healthy fats nourish skin from within and support supple, flexible blood vessels, and, just as importantly, they help your body absorb the fat-soluble nutrients in the other foods on this list, so a single avocado makes your whole plate work harder. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fat, linked with healthier cholesterol, in potassium that supports steady blood pressure, and in lutein for the eyes and skin. Research on diets high in these healthy fats connects them with better heart health and a lower risk of the decline that creeps in with age, and the fiber they carry keeps your gut and your blood sugar pleasantly steady too. Despite being calorie-dense, studies of regular avocado eaters tend to show trimmer waistlines rather than wider ones because the fat and fiber together keep hunger comfortably satisfied for hours. Mash it onto toast, fold it through salads, or blend it into smoothies for silkiness. Pair it with tomatoes or leafy greens, and you will actually absorb more of their nutrients, not fewer. They cost a little more than some foods, so buy them firm and let them ripen on the counter for a few days. Next is the bright orange root that feeds your skin from the inside. Number 6, sweet potato, the glow root. That deep, generous orange color is a banner advertising beta-carotene, which your body cleverly turns into vitamin A as it needs it. Sweet potatoes are a comforting, naturally sweet staple that has nourished people for thousands of years, and they remain one of the most affordable superfoods on any shelf anywhere. If your skin has grown drier or duller with the passing years, sweet potato is quiet, delicious help. The beta-carotene it delivers is a building block your body uses to renew and protect skin from the inside, and a steady supply from colorful vegetables is part of the reason some people simply seem to keep a healthy glow well into later life. Beta-carotene is an antioxidant that converts to vitamin A, which is essential for skin renewal, eyesight, and a strong immune defense, and research links carotenoid-rich diets with healthier skin and a lower burden of age-related damage. Sweet potatoes also bring slow, gentle fiber that steadies blood sugar over hours, plus a useful dose of vitamin C and potassium, so they nourish far beyond the skin alone. The deepest orange and purple varieties carry the most pigment and the most protective compounds, so simply choosing the most vividly colored ones at the shop is an easy way to get more goodness for the same money. Bake them whole in their skins for the sweetest flavor and the very least fuss, or roast, mash, or stir them into soups and stews. A little healthy fat alongside, like olive oil, helps you absorb the beta-carotene. They store for weeks in a cool cupboard and are cheap all year round. Next is the deep red root that helps blood flow to everything that matters. Number 7, beets, the blood flow root. Beetroot's astonishing deep red is unmistakable, and it signals a root unusually rich in natural nitrates and in vivid pigments called betalains. For centuries, it was valued in folk tradition as a blood tonic, and modern science has found, rather wonderfully, that there is real substance behind that old country reputation. If you find yourself tiring on the stairs, or you simply want to keep your stamina and a clear, well-fed head as you age, beets are genuinely worth a regular place on your plate. Your body turns their nitrates into a substance that relaxes and gently widens your blood vessels, which means easier blood flow to your muscles, your heart, and your brain alike. Those dietary nitrates are converted into nitric oxide, and research links beetroot with modestly lower blood pressure, better blood flow, and improved physical stamina. which is exactly why endurance athletes drink beet juice before a race. The betalain pigments add their own antioxidant and anti-inflammatory support, a genuinely useful bonus for an aging body working against that slow background inflammation. The effect on blood flow can begin within just a few hours of eating them, which is why some people notice steadier energy and a clearer head on the days they include beetroot. Roast them whole until tender and sweet, grate them raw into salads for crunch, or blend them into a juice or smoothie for the fastest effect. Do not be alarmed if they tint things a harmless pink. They store for weeks and grow very easily from seed in most gardens. Next is the everyday bulb your grandmother trusted, and that science now respects. Number 8, walnuts, the brain-shaped nut. There is an old saying that walnuts look like the very brain they help, and for once the folklore points somewhere real. Walnuts are the one common nut especially rich in a plant form of omega-3 fat, the same family of fats most consistently tied to a healthy, well-aging brain and a steady, protected heart. If keeping your mind sharp is the thing you care about most as the years roll on, a small daily handful of walnuts is one of the simplest possible steps. They need no preparation. They travel anywhere in a pocket or a bag, and they quietly supply the brain with the building blocks and the antioxidants it leans on to stay quick and clear. Walnuts are rich in alpha-linolenic acid, a plant omega-3 studied for both the heart and the brain, along with a generous helping of polyphenol antioxidants. Research following nut eaters over time links a regular handful with healthier hearts, lower inflammation, and, in some studies, better thinking and memory in later life, which is a remarkable return for such a small, simple, unfussy snack. The benefits build slowly and steadily over months and years rather than overnight. So walnuts reward the quiet daily habit far more than the occasional handful. Eat a small handful most days, raw or lightly toasted for flavor, or chop them over salads, porridge, and yogurt for crunch. Keep them somewhere cool and dark so their delicate fats stay fresh and never turn bitter. They cost more than peanuts, but a little goes a long way. Next is a tiny seed that steadies the very changes we worry about most. Number 9, flaxseed, the tiny regulator. Flax is one of the oldest cultivated crops on Earth, grown for both fiber and food for many thousands of years. These small, glossy seeds are a quiet powerhouse, the single richest plant source of certain compounds that gently steady some of the very changes that tend to arrive with age, especially around midlife. If digestion has slowed, or you simply want gentle, food-based support for your heart and your hormones as the years shift beneath you, flax is a remarkably easy addition to almost any day. Ground into your breakfast, it is all but invisible, yet it works quietly in the background on your gut, your cholesterol, and the slow drift of midlife change. Flax is the richest food source of lignans, plant compounds studied for hormone balance and breast health, and a strong source of plant omega-3 fats and soluble fiber. Research links ground flaxseed with healthier cholesterol, steadier blood pressure, and smoother digestion, a genuinely useful trio for an aging body and one that many women find especially welcome through and after the menopause. Always eat it ground rather than whole, since whole seeds pass straight through you unused, around 1 to 2 tablespoons stirred into oats, yogurt, or smoothies each day. Buy it pre-ground or grind it yourself and keep it sealed in the fridge so the delicate fats stay fresh. It is very cheap. Next is the everyday bulb your grandmother trusted. Number 10, garlic, the heart's old friend. Garlic has been treasured as both food and medicine across nearly every ancient culture, from the laborers who built the Egyptian pyramids to the kitchens of today. Behind its unmistakable pungent kick is a compound called allicin, released the very moment you crush or chop a clove, and it is the source of much of garlic's quiet power. If your heart and your blood pressure are on your mind, as they are for most of us past 50, garlic is one of the simplest and cheapest things you can lean on. It will never replace anything your doctor has prescribed, but as a daily kitchen habit, it quietly supports the very system that decides so much about how well and how long we age. Allicin and garlic's other sulfur compounds are studied for supporting healthy blood pressure and cholesterol, and research links regular garlic eating with better heart health and a calmer inflammatory state. The simple trick worth knowing is to crush or chop your garlic and then let it sit for about 10 minutes before cooking, which gives the beneficial allicin time to fully form. Letting it rest this way, or using aged garlic, is thought to preserve more of the active compounds, whereas cooking garlic the very instant it is crushed can quietly destroy much of its benefit before it reaches you. Use it generously, crushed into dressings, sauces, soups, and roasts, and add it near the end of cooking to keep more of its goodness intact. A whole head costs only pennies and lasts for weeks in a cool spot, and it grows astonishingly easily from a single planted clove. Next is its warming, spicy cousin from the root world. Number 11. Ginger, the warming root. Ginger has been prized for thousands of years across Asia and the ancient world as both a spice and a remedy. That distinctive warming heat on the tongue comes from compounds called gingerols, and they are the reason this humble knobbly root has earned such steady, serious interest from modern researchers in recent decades. If stiff joints, everyday aches, or a queasy, unsettled stomach are familiar visitors in your life, ginger is a gentle, time-honored friend worth keeping close. People have reached for it for centuries to soothe digestion and ease aches, and it is one of those rare old remedies where the long tradition and the newer science point comfortably in exactly the same direction. Gingerols are studied for calming inflammation and for easing both nausea and muscle soreness, and research links ginger with genuine relief from digestive upset and some forms of joint discomfort. Since the slow, smoldering fire of inflammation sits beneath so much of what we call aging, a warming, anti-inflammatory root woven into your daily drinks and meals is a quietly valuable habit. Many people find that a warm cup of ginger tea after a meal settles the stomach and eases the heavy, sluggish feeling that can follow a large dinner. Grate it fresh into stir-fries, soups, and dressings, or steep a few thin slices in hot water with lemon for a soothing, settling tea. Fresh root keeps for weeks in the fridge and freezes beautifully for easy grating. It is cheap, and it grows happily from a single piece of root in a warm pot. Next is the golden spice at the very center of anti-aging research. Number 12, turmeric, the golden spice. Turmeric has colored and flavored the food and medicine of India for thousands of years, and that brilliant gold comes from curcumin, one of the most intensively studied natural compounds in the entire world. It is the spice most closely associated with calming the slow inflammation now understood to underlie so much of how we age. If stiffness and the slow aches of the years are part of your mornings, turmeric is well worth getting to know. It works gently and gradually, never like a painkiller, but as a patient daily habit, it targets the very inflammatory processes that quietly stiffen the joints, tire the heart, and wear on the aging brain over the course of decades. Curcumin is studied for calming inflammation and for supporting the joints, the heart, and the brain, though on its own, your body absorbs it rather poorly. The simple fix, well supported by research, is to pair it with a little black pepper and some fat, which can boost absorption dramatically. Used that way, turmeric is a genuinely promising everyday spice rather than a quick fix. Add it to curries, soups, and roasted vegetables with a pinch of black pepper, or whisk it into a warm, comforting golden milk drink in the evening. A jar of the powder is cheap and lasts for many months in the cupboard. Used daily, even in small amounts, it quietly adds up. Next is the green leaf that millions of long-lived people drink every single day. Number 13. Green tea, the longevity drink. In the regions of the world where people most reliably reach a sharp and active old age, green tea is a daily ritual woven into ordinary life. Made from the same plant as black tea but far less processed, it keeps much more of its delicate antioxidants, especially a remarkably powerful one called EGCG. If you want a single simple habit that supports your heart, your brain, and your sense of calm all at once, gently swapping a cup of coffee for green tea is a beautifully easy one to begin. It gives you a softer, steadier lift than coffee does, paired with a quiet wave of antioxidants, and the small daily ritual itself is genuinely soothing. EGCG and the other catechins in green tea are studied for supporting the heart, steadying blood sugar, and helping protect brain cells, and large population studies link regular green tea drinking with longer life and a lower risk of heart disease. It also contains an unusual amino acid that brings a calm, focused sort of alertness without the jitters and crash of coffee. The communities in Japan, famous for their long, healthy lives, sip it throughout the day, and researchers studying them point to that steady, lifelong habit rather than any single heroic cup. Brew it with water just off the boil, never fully boiling, for 2 or 3 minutes, so it stays smooth and grassy rather than bitter, and enjoy 2 or 3 cups spread across your day. Loose leaf is the best value and the freshest. Next is the bright fruit that helps your body build the very scaffolding of youthful skin. Number 14. Citrus, the collagen fruit. Oranges, lemons, and grapefruit are far more than just a hit of vitamin C, though that alone would be reason enough to eat them. These bright, juicy fruits have been treasured since sailors discovered they warded off scurvy. And that same vitamin C turns out to be absolutely central to keeping skin and blood vessels strong as we age. If you have watched your skin slowly lose some of its old firmness and bounce, citrus is working on exactly that problem quietly from the inside out. Your body simply cannot build collagen, the protein that keeps skin, joints, and blood vessels supple and strong, without vitamin C, so a steady daily supply is one of the genuine foundations of skin that ages gracefully. Vitamin C is essential for making collagen, the scaffolding of skin, joints, and blood vessels, and it is a potent antioxidant in its own right. Research links good vitamin C intake with firmer skin and a healthier immune system, and citrus fruits also carry flavonoids studied for supporting the heart, so the whole fresh fruit genuinely does more for you than the isolated vitamin ever could alone. Eat the whole fruit rather than just the juice so you keep the fiber and the flavonoids, and add segments to salads or a generous squeeze of lemon over greens and fish. They are cheap, especially through the winter months, and store for weeks in a cool spot. Next is the ruby fruit I promised you, the one your gut turns into something remarkable. Number 15. Pomegranate, the cellular renewer. This ancient fruit, heavy with hundreds of glistening ruby seeds, has been a symbol of life and abundance across the old world for thousands of years. Behind that rich symbolism sits some of the most genuinely exciting anti-aging science of all, centered on powerful compounds called punicolagens, packed into its deep red juice. If you feel your energy and your strength are simply not what they once were, pomegranate touches something deep in the reason why that happens to all of us. As we age, the tiny power plants inside our cells slowly become less efficient, and this fruit feeds a process that researchers are now studying for helping the body clear out and renew those very power plants. Your gut bacteria turn pomegranate's punicolagens into a compound called urolithin A, which early research is studying for helping cells recycle their worn-out mitochondria, the engines that power your muscles and your brain. The science here is young and certainly not a quick fix, but it is genuinely promising. And pomegranate also brings strong antioxidant support for the heart along the way. Scatter the fresh jewel-like seeds over yogurt, salads, and porridge, or drink a small glass of pure pomegranate juice, choosing one with no added sugar. The whole fresh fruit keeps for weeks in a cool place, and the loose seeds freeze beautifully for later. Next is the fruit behind one of the most famous longevity molecules of all. Number 16, red grapes, the vine of long life. Grapes have been cultivated since the very dawn of civilization, and their dark skins hold a compound that has become almost legendary in longevity science, resveratrol. It is the molecule often credited for the so-called French paradox, the long-standing puzzle of rich diets somehow paired with surprisingly healthy hearts. If a long and healthy heart is what you are quietly hoping for, red grapes offer a step toward it in the most pleasant possible form. You do not need wine at all to get the benefit, since the skins of the fresh fruit carry the same compounds, so a simple bowl of red or purple grapes is a sweet, effortless step toward a heart that keeps its strength. Resveratrol, concentrated in those dark skins, is studied for supporting the blood vessels and for switching on the same cellular pathways that fasting and exercise activate, the ones repeatedly tied to longevity in research. The findings are still early and often come from the laboratory, so it is wisest to think of grapes as a delicious, genuinely promising daily habit rather than a wonder pill. Choose red or purple grapes over green ones for the most resveratrol, and try freezing them for a cool, sweet, slow-melting snack on a warm day. Dark berries and peanuts carry a little resveratrol, too. They are cheap in season and store well in the fridge. Next is a treat most people would never dream, belongs on a longevity list. Number 17, dark chocolate, the guilt-free antioxidant. Here is easily the happiest entry on the whole list. Real dark chocolate, made from the cacao bean that the ancient Maya and Aztec called the food of the gods, is genuinely one of the richest sources of protective plant compounds you can possibly eat, as long as you choose it properly dark. If you crave something sweet but you want that small indulgence to actually count for something, a square or two of good dark chocolate is a rare pleasure that quietly works in your favor. It satisfies the craving honestly while delivering compounds your heart and brain genuinely appreciate, which is living proof that eating for healthy aging need never feel like a punishment. Cacao is remarkably rich in flavonols, antioxidants studied for improving blood flow, supporting healthy blood pressure, and even sharpening thinking by boosting circulation to the brain. Research links moderate dark chocolate with better heart health, but the entire benefit lives in the cacao itself, so you must choose 70% or higher, where there is far more flavanol and far less sugar. Pairing a single square with a handful of the berries or nuts from this list makes a genuinely protective little snack, proof that the foods of healthy aging can still taste like a small daily treat. Enjoy just a small square or two of 70% or darker most days, savored slowly on the tongue rather than eaten by the bar. The higher the cacao percentage, the more benefit you get, and the less sugar comes with it. A single good bar comfortably lasts a week. Next is the humble food that may be the single richest source of a longevity compound. Number 18, mushrooms, the longevity fungus. Mushrooms are neither plant nor animal, but a kingdom entirely of their own, and that strange uniqueness shows up in their nutrition. Beyond being low in calories and rich in B vitamins, they are by far the best natural source of a remarkable compound that some researchers have actually begun calling a longevity vitamin. If protecting your brain and your cells against the slow, relentless wear of the years is high on your list, mushrooms quietly deliver something that very few other foods on Earth can. They are easy to add to almost any savory meal, and a simple habit of eating them a few times a week may offer a kind of protection that builds steadily and silently over time. That special compound is ergothioneine, a powerful antioxidant our own bodies cannot make. And studies have found that people with higher levels of it and whole populations who simply eat more mushrooms tend to live longer and stay mentally sharper. Mushrooms are also one of the very few foods that make vitamin D when exposed to sunlight, helping support the bones that naturally thin with age. Different types offer different strengths, but even the cheapest white button mushrooms are a worthwhile source, so you do not need expensive exotic varieties to get the benefit. Always cook them, never raw, sautéed in a little oil and garlic, roasted or stirred, into soups, stews, and omelets, since cooking properly unlocks their goodness. Even ordinary supermarket mushrooms are rich in ergothioneine and reassuringly cheap. Leave them out in the sun for an hour before cooking for a vitamin D boost. Last comes the one food the longest-lived pour over everything. Number 19. Extra virgin olive oil, the liquid gold, and the food I promised would crown this entire list. In the Mediterranean and across the world's longest-lived communities, this is the everyday fat poured generously over almost everything they eat. And it may well be the single most studied food in all of healthy aging science today. If you change just one single thing after this entire video, let it quietly be this one. Swapping butter and cheap processed oils for good extra virgin olive oil is one of the most powerful evidence-backed steps you can take for a long and well-aged life. And it is woven through the daily meals of the very communities famous for reaching a sharp old age. Extra virgin olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fat and in polyphenols, the antioxidants concentrated in good, fresh, properly unrefined oil. Large studies of the Mediterranean diet link generous olive oil with healthier hearts, sharper aging brains, and longer life, making it one of the best evidenced foods here by far. The key words are extra virgin, since refined olive oils quietly lose most of those protective polyphenols. A good fresh oil should taste faintly peppery and even catch slightly at the back of your throat. And that gentle sting is actually the taste of the very polyphenols you are paying for. Use it raw to finish a dish, drizzled over salads, soups, vegetables, and warm bread, where the polyphenols stay fully intact, and for gentle everyday cooking too. Buy a good extra virgin oil in a dark glass bottle, which protects it from light, and use it freely rather than sparingly. Now, for our final food, we end on something small, green, and quietly mighty. Number 20. Fresh herbs, the everyday finisher. We end with the parsley, basil, rosemary, and mint that most people treat as mere decoration on the side of the plate, never once realizing they are among the most antioxidant-dense foods by weight in the entire kitchen. Gram for gram, fresh and dried herbs often quietly outscore the celebrated fruits and vegetables we praise. If you want one tiny, almost effortless habit that lifts the goodness of nearly every meal at virtually no cost, it is simply reaching for herbs by the handful instead of the cautious pinch. They turn an ordinary plate into a more protective one, add vivid flavor that makes healthy eating a genuine pleasure, and let you quietly cut back on salt without ever missing it. Herbs like rosemary, oregano, and parsley are densely concentrated in polyphenols and aromatic oils, studied for calming inflammation and supporting the brain and heart. And rosemary, in particular, has been linked in early research with memory and focus. Because you can use them so generously and so often, their antioxidants quietly add up far faster than their small, leafy size would ever suggest. Add them generously right at the end of cooking to protect their delicate oils, stir them through salads, sauces, and roasted vegetables, and grow a simple pot on the windowsill so they are always within reach. They cost almost nothing when you grow them yourself. That is our full 20, and what ties every one of them together is the real secret. 20 foods, and notice what quietly runs through every single one of them. None is rare, strange, or expensive, and together they trace the very same pattern found wherever people reach a sharp, strong old age. Plenty of colorful plants, healthy fats, gentle spices, and very little that ever came out of a packet. Aging well, it turns out, is built far less from one single wonder food than from a quiet, colorful pattern, repeated gently day after day, year after year. So if all of this feels like a great deal at once, please do not try to overhaul everything overnight. Pick just one to start with this week. A handful of blueberries on your breakfast, a drizzle of good olive oil over your dinner, a single square of dark chocolate in the evening. Choose the one that sounds most like a genuine pleasure rather than a chore, because the habit you actually keep is the only one that quietly adds years of strength and clarity to your life. And do remember, this is general information to help you eat well, not medical advice for your particular situation. If you take medication, especially blood thinners or blood pressure drugs, or you live with a health condition, do check with your doctor before making big changes, since even ordinary foods can sometimes interact. The whole goal here is simply to add good, colorful food into your life, gently and for pleasure. If this was useful to you, subscribe to Healing Garden, where every week we explore the food and the old wisdom that help us live longer, stronger, and sharper, always with honest and careful eyes. And do tell me down in the comments, which of these 20 are you going to start with, and which one genuinely surprised you the most? I read every single one, and I truly love hearing what you are adding to your plate. Next time, we are going right back to the very source, to the foods named in the oldest book most of us own, the biblical superfoods that nourished entire civilizations and are quietly being rediscovered by science today. Until then, eat in color, age in strength, and I will see you in the very next